Hello and welcome to Grounded Voices. In this episode, joining with me today is S.R Darapuri, the ex-IPS officer who retired from the post of IG in 2003 and now been very active on human rights issues. He is also the national spokesperson of All India People's Front. So welcome to Grounded Voices. So you were arrested on December 19th and you have accused the UP police for misbehaving with the innocent protesters, thrashing them in the custody. So can you elaborate more on what really happened?
As you know, since I am in politics also, I am a national spokesperson of All India People's Front. I have contested this Lok Sabha election twice from Robertson from Uttar Pradesh. As a party or as an individual, we were opposed to, first of all, CAB, that is the Central Amendment, this bill, Citizen Amendment Bill. And when it was passed on, I think on 14th December, we decided to oppose it. There were other organizations also in Lucknow. We had decided to put up a demonstration on 19th of December. But our call was for peaceful demonstration. But as the day arrived on 19th December, the police put me under house arrest from morning till evening. I was not allowed to move out. Then in the evening, when I came to know that some violence has taken place, I got disturbed and I put up a post on the Facebook stating that violence is regrettable and there should be no place of violence in any demonstration. It must be, opposition must be peaceful. That was all on that day. Of course, I was in touch with some persons who were participating or who were supposed to take part in that. Then on 20th, early in the morning, at about 11 o'clock, the policemen arrived at my house and they asked me to accompany them to the police station. I asked them whether you are arresting me. The officer told me that no, you have just to go and sit there. I thought it must be a preventive arrest under 151 CRPC, and I may be let off in the evening. So I accompanied them. I was made to sit at the police station. In the meantime, my family members, they tried to locate me, they tried to contact me, but they were not allowed to contact me. I was not allowed to ring up anybody. Then in the evening, I was taken to the other police station, Hazratganj police station. There again, when I appeared before the inspector, I asked him, are you arresting me? He sarcastically told me, yes, 39 have been arrested and now you are 40th. When I go, okay, it is welcome. If I am to be arrested, please arrest me. Then I was made to sit in the police station office. At about 8 o'clock, I was asked to accompany them to the remand magistrate. I accompanied them to the remand magistrate. There, the sub-inspector asked me to stay outside at the house of the remand magistrate. I said, look, you are going to take my remand. I have to appear before the magistrate. I have to say about myself. I forced myself into the house of that remand magistrate. I told him that I am innocent, I have done nothing. On the day of occurrence when violence took place, I was under house arrest. I didn't talk to anybody. Rather, on that day, I contacted some civil society persons to arrange for a peace committee, that we should form a peace committee and we have to control the violence which had taken place on that place. Then the magistrate asked the sub-inspector, what is his fault? What is against him? He told me that I am accused of 120B. That is conspiracy. He said, what conspiracy? There is no such thing like that unless there is some substantive crime. Then I told him that I'm innocent. I have done nothing. He has falsely taken me. The magistrate got convinced. He said, yes, you are innocent. And then he threatened the sub-inspector that you have arrested an innocent person. I will recommend action against you. He started this writing against him, and he wrote about 1.5 pages. Then I was asked to go down and sit in the jeep. I came down and sat in the jeep. I felt that the magistrate is refusing to give my remand. So then the inspector himself came. He went to the remand magistrate. He was there with him for half an hour. He pleaded a lot, but the magistrate refused to give my remand. Then at about 12 o'clock in the night, I was taken to the police station. I was made to sit there. And then it was cold. It was cold. I didn't have much this warm clothing with me. I asked them to give me a blanket, but I was refused, uh, as there were instructions from above that I am not to be given any facility or anything like that. So I was there. So then somehow or the other, I contacted my son. Uh, he came at about 2 a.m. 2 a.m. in the morning on 21st. He brought my jacket. He brought my this cap, and then I was there. So throughout the night, I was there. I was not given food. I was not given any other facility. But I found that there were some other persons also who were there in the police station. Some were in the lockup, and some were just sitting there. So in the morning, at about this next day on the 21st at about 5:30 p.m., I was taken to the jail, and I was put before the remand magistrate there. But surprisingly, the previous thing about the remand magistrate, I learned that the police had written in the case diary that they had taken me to the remand magistrate, but he was not available due to ill health. What a big lie! What a big lie! So there again, I was produced before the remand magistrate. I tried to communicate to him, but he didn't listen to me, and he signed my this jail remand. Then I said that you should have listened to me. I am before you. He said, you tell me what you want. I said, I'm innocent. I was not there on the spot. I was under house arrest. I have not done anything, but they have arrested me. Then he told me that you have been in service for a long period. You know how the system works. I told him, I know, but the system has stooped down so low, I am seeing it for myself. Then I entered the jail. I went to the barrack at about 9:30 p.m. That was all that happened on that day.
And also, then the UP administration released hoardings with the photos, names, addresses of 53 people, including yours, for indulging in violence related to CAA protesters. So, what happened after that? Did you face any trouble because of it?
Before coming to that point, I would like to say something more. That while in the jail, I met other persons. They told me that they were just picked up from some hotel, from some shop. They were not on the spot. And one more thing I came to know that all others who were arrested one day before me, and even on that day, they were badly tortured at the police station. One Sadaf Jafar, who is a Congress worker, she was beaten by males like anything. Her hair were pulled out, and she was beaten. Then others were also beaten like anything. And majority of the persons arrested, they were innocent. They were just persons working in hotels, and one thing more which I came to know, that the violence which took place on 19, that was organized violence, because on 19th some persons were arrested from the spot. They were brought to the police station, and there it came out that they belonged to BJP or RSS men, and actually they were responsible for this triggering this violence. And this thing came out in the newspapers also, that there were persons outsiders. So that way, and this thing I learned from another press correspondent who told me that at most all the places there were outsiders. So it shows that this violence was planned just to malign that demonstration and take action against the participant. As regard this putting of hoardings, it was totally illegal. It is not permissible under law. It was just to name and shame us. It is the high-handedness of this Yogi government in Uttar Pradesh, which doesn't believe in rule of law. It is a fascist regime, and they have been indulging in this lawlessness in so many ways. Till the law under which they had put up these hoardings, and state was ordered to remove them. But the state is so reluctant or obstinate that they didn't remove those hoardings, and they went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court also didn't give stay against this High Court's order, but now they have passed it. So it was a high-handedness on the part of the government, just to not only demoralize us or shame us, but to terrorize on the part of the state.
And also, you are receiving recovery notices for the alleged property damages, despite not having a law to back this move. So, what are your plans? How are you responding to all this?
Actually, these notices are totally illegal. Of course, there is some law uh, for recovery of damages caused during protests or demonstration. But there is a procedure laid down by the Supreme Court. Uh, but the UP government, it didn't follow that procedure. It says that some act has to be passed, there has to be some law, then there has to be this recovery tribunal in which there will be High Court judge or retired district judge. Then the whole proceeding will be carried out. But the UP government in 2012, they just issued a government order authorizing the additional district magistrate to go ahead with these recoveries. Uh, this this procedure is not in accordance with the guidelines of the Supreme Court. We opposed it. We opposed it, and I, along with others, other 21 person, we received a notice to the tune of 64 lakhs 600 something from each person. That they said that it is individual and collective responsibility. Since I have been accused of a conspiracy, so I, as individual or individually or jointly, I have to pay 64 lakhs and 36,000. So we challenged it. It is totally illegal. And secondly, later on we found out that the notice itself was illegal because it was not issued under proper law. The section of the law, that's revenue code, which has been quoted there, it doesn't exist in the book. So this recovery notice is illegal, the whole process is illegal. We challenged it in the High Court. We filed a writ for stay in the High Court in March. But unfortunately and surprisingly, 4 or 5 dates were there, but no order has been passed so far. So our writ is still pending. And in the meantime, the revenue authorities, Tehsildar, they have been coming to my house, threatening my family. They threatened to arrest me. They threatened to lock up my house. So that threat is still there. and we have not received a stay order. The others also, along with me, Muhammad Shoaib, Sadaf Jafar, Kabir, and all other, they also got a similar this notice, and the administration has been hammering them also. So at the moment, we are still under fire. We are still under fire.
And you have always been saying that there should be a radical agenda for the betterment of oppressed communities. So, what do you mean by this radical agenda? Can you explain it?
Yes. By radical agenda, I mean that so far the politics in which Dalits, Muslims, and others are involved, it has been on caste and communal basis. This polarization, it has been on caste lines, whereas RSS and BJP, they themselves have adopted that what is called social engineering. Social engineering, they themselves have adopted it. They have co-opted many communities among Hindus and some community among Muslims also. So caste and communal politics, or this coming together, in a way, it has strengthened Hindutva agenda, because Hindutva agenda believes in polarization on the basis of religion and caste and community. So what we say that in our this All India People's Front, we have formulated a radical agenda. Radical agenda means agenda which takes up public issues, the issues of minorities, the issues of the Dalits, issues of the workers, and issues of the farmers and women. So that is our radical agenda, that in place of mobilizing on communal and caste lines, we should have radical agenda, which is a people's agenda, and we should mobilize the people according to that, because only that can be a challenge to the communal agenda of BJP. So that is what we have been pursuing, and we have successfully pursued it. The area of Eastern Uttar Pradesh, where we are working at the moment, we have brought together Dalits, Adivasis, minorities, workers, and farmers, and we have mobilized them to a very good extent, and we have given a very good challenge to RSS and BJP in that area. So our whole effort is that to get these communities out of caste and communal politics and bring them to the people's agenda, so that they find their interest there, they find their stake there, and they join hands, and then they fight against BJP and RSS.
And also, you're very vocal about the need for land distribution to the landless Dalits and Adivasis. So, do you foresee any kind of changes in the near future?
Actually, as we know that India is a rural country, uh, about 70% of our population is connected with land. They are landowners, or they are these agriculture workers. So, and as you know, on the village side, this land property is the most valuable property. It gives one this security, and that gives one status also. But as we know, the most of the minority people, Dalits and tribals, they are landless. They are landless, and they are weak, economically weak, and they don't have any other occupations but for this manual labor. So we have been fighting for this distribution of land, and in the area of Eastern UP now at the moment, we are working for land rights of the tribals under Forest Rights Act. It covers these tribals, Dalits, minorities, and people from the other communities also. So land is the basic question, or land is the most important means of production in India. So our main agenda is about the distribution of land, whether it is forest land or it is some other land, uh, whatever is available, we stand for distribution of land to the landless people.
And finally, How do you view the allegations that the UP police has become politicized under the current government? And you being in the police department once, do you see any marked change in the police conduct today?
Yes, this communalization, politicization, casteization of police, it is not something new. I served in the UP police for 32 years as IPS officer. I have seen all the levels. I have seen the men. I have seen the middle level officer, and I have seen persons in the highest rank. And on account of its composition, it is dominated by Hindu community. Let us be frank. It is dominated by Hindus, and as such, its culture, that is, the police culture is dominated by Hindu culture, and the persons there, they come from the very society which carries so many biases, communal biases, caste biases, and gender biases. And when these persons, they come to the police, they carry all those biases with them. And when they get into power, they put on their uniform, they get a lot of legal power. Their biases, they become more stronger. And as and when the time comes, they are displayed in the form of excesses, in the form of abuse of this law. So it has been there. I have seen it for 32 years, and I tried to overcome them. And wherever I was there, I was successful to secularize or democratize the police to the possible extent. But now with the coming up of BJP government, RSS government, which is highly communal. Their whole politics is communal politics. Now they with that, these biases, the prejudices of the policemen, they have become more augmented. And in Uttar Pradesh, the chief minister has given a free hand to the police. Thok do, you kill them, you book them. So with police is already a power arm of the state. And I can say that police is an organization which is misuses the law to the maximum possible extent. It itself indulges in so many illegalities because they are protected by the state power. And with the coming of this government, fascist government, authoritarian government, the behavior or the actions of the police, they have become more authoritarian. It is autocratic, it is illegal, and it is unlawful. So that is the big. Previously, these elements were there, but they were at a subservient level. But now, when there is a free hand from the government, then the police has become very, very atrocious. It has become very, very barbaric, which we have seen during the this pandemic, this migrant workers, the behavior, the suppression which they were made to suffer. So it is a big change which has come up in the police behavior, police action with the coming up of the BJP and RSS government.
Thank you so much for speaking to Grounded Voices. That was S.R Darapuri at twocircles.net. Thank you.